Have you ever heard of a disappearance so mysterious that it continues to baffle investigators, internet sleuths, and true crime enthusiasts decades later? The case of Maura Murray is one such enigma. Maura Murray was born on May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts, to Fred and Lori Murray. She was the fourth of 5 children and was known for her intelligence, athleticism, and determination. Maura excelled in both academics and sports, particularly in running. She initially attended the United States Military Academy at West Point before transferring to the University of Massachusetts Amherst to study nursing. She was a bright student with a promising future, but in the months leading up to her disappearance, several events indicated that she might have been struggling with personal issues. In late 2003, Maura Murray was caught using a stolen credit card to order food, resulting in a misdemeanor charge. While this offense might seem minor, it could indicate deeper financial or emotional struggles she was facing at the time. Around this period, her long-distance relationship with her boyfriend, Army Lieutenant Billy Rausch, appeared to be under strain. Billy was stationed in Oklahoma, and there were suspicions that he had been unfaithful, which may have caused additional distress for Maura. She was also dealing with academic pressure at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where she was studying nursing. Additionally, Maura had recently experienced a car accident, and some reports suggest she had been drinking before the crash. These combined factors paint a picture of a young woman potentially overwhelmed by stress and personal challenges. While the exact reasons behind her actions remain unknown, these events may have played a crucial role in the strange and unsettling chain of circumstances that ultimately led to her disappearance in February 2004. On the 5th of February, 2004, while working her security shift at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, Maura Murray received a phone call that left her visibly distressed. Her supervisor later reported that she broke down in tears and was so shaken that she had to be escorted back to her dorm. The nature of the call remains a mystery, though some speculate it was from her boyfriend, Billy Rausch. That weekend, Maura's father, Fred Murray, visited her, and together they went car shopping, as Maura had recently damaged her Saturn in an accident. On Saturday night, she borrowed Fred's car to attend a party but ended up crashing it into a guardrail near his motel. Fred later stated that she appeared shaken but did not seem intoxicated. The accident added to her growing list of recent troubles. The next day, Fred left town, but he and Maura planned to discuss the repairs over the phone. This series of events, combined with Maura's emotional distress, may have played a significant role in what happened just days later when she mysteriously vanished. On Monday, the 9th of February, 2004, Maura Murray emailed her professors and work supervisor, stating she needed a week off due to a family emergency. However, no such emergency existed. That same day, she withdrew $280 from her bank account and purchased alcohol, including Bailey's Irish Cream, vodka, and wine. She also packed some of her belongings, including school materials, toiletries, and clothing, before leaving her dorm at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Maura then set out on a northbound drive from Amherst, Massachusetts, heading toward New Hampshire for reasons still unknown. She did not inform her friends, family, or boyfriend of her plans, and there is no clear evidence of where she intended to go. Her actions suggest she was preparing for an extended trip, but her motivations remain a mystery. What is certain is that she was heading toward a remote area, setting the stage for a baffling disappearance that continues to haunt investigators and her loved ones. At around 7:27 p.m., Maura crashed her black '96 Saturn on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. A local resident, Butch Atwood, a school bus driver, stopped and offered help. He later stated that Maura seemed shaken but declined assistance, saying she had already called AAA, though records show no such call was made. Atwood found her behavior odd but did not press the matter. He drove home and called 911 at 7:42 p.m.
I just asked her how she was. She said she was shaken up. I couldn't see any blood on her face. And she was shaking like this. I says, okay, I'm going to go call the police.
Another witness, a neighbor named Faith Westman, also reported the accident. When police arrived at 7:46 p.m., just 4 minutes after the 911 call, Maura was nowhere to be found. Her car was locked, and inside, officers found a box of wine spilled on the back seat, a bottle of Bailey's Irish Cream, her school books and makeup bag, and a Coca-Cola bottle that smelled of alcohol. Her cell phone and credit cards were missing, and there were no footprints leading away from the scene. There were no signs of a struggle, no blood, and no evidence to indicate where Maura might have gone. The last confirmed sighting of her was by Butch Atwood at the crash site. On the 10th of February 2004, authorities launched an extensive search by air and ground around the crash site on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. Local law enforcement, state police, and volunteers scoured the surrounding wooded areas and roads for any trace of Maura Murray. By the 11th of February and 2004, tracking dogs were brought in to assist. A bloodhound picked up her scent but lost it within 100 yards of the crash site.
Searched with dogs, by air, and on foot. They've checked everything from bus logs to snow tracks, and now, after 10 days, officials say they have suspended the ground search for 21-year-old Maura Murray.
What we wanted to do was make sure that we had done everything twice, and wanted to be able to come, for instance, and say to the family, we have searched this area extensively, and we have a very good feeling that we've done everything that we can do to assure that she's not in the vicinity of the crash site.
Officials even went a step further when asked if they thought Murray left the scene of her January 9th car accident on her own.
At this point, I have no reason not to believe that.
But those close to Maura and her family say even if she left on her own, she would have gotten word home.
And there's no way that she would ever put her, just the two most important people in her life that I'm aware of, her father and my son, through this nightmare. There's no way.
Officials plan to continue doing background checks on Maura with the help of the FBI to try to establish her frame of mind prior to disappearing. But at this point, there will be no further search of the area. As for Maura's family and friends, their search continues.
The Maura Murray case has become one of the most heavily analyzed missing person cases in the United States. It has been the subject of multiple books, documentaries, and the popular podcast Missing Maura Murray. In 2017, Oxygen released a documentary series that reignited interest in the case. Her disappearance has led to increased public awareness about missing persons, internet sleuthing, and the limitations of law enforcement in handling cold cases. The ongoing mystery. After nearly 2 decades, the disappearance of Maura Murray remains a haunting mystery. While theories abound, no concrete evidence has been found to explain what truly happened to her after she vanished on that cold February night in 2004. Her family and the online community continue to search for answers, hoping that one day the truth will emerge and bring closure to one of the most perplexing missing persons cases in modern history. Each year, new developments or leads emerge, but none have yet led to definitive answers. Her father, Fred Murray, remains steadfast in his belief that someone knows something and continues to push for new searches and investigations. Whether Maura left voluntarily, met with foul play, or suffered a tragic accident, her case remains one of the most mysterious unsolved disappearances in modern history. The search for Maura continues, with the hope that someday the truth will finally be uncovered.